friends, welcome to Simplifying Maths. Hi friends, today I'm going to teach you rational numbers. First, what is a rational number? A rational number is written in the form of p by q, where q is not equal to 0 and p and q belongs to integers. They are denoted by q. Examples: 2 by 3 minus 7 by 9, 6. Why is q not equal to 0? Why is q not equal to 0? Q is not equal to 0 because when we write suppose 6 by 0, the answer is not defined. So therefore q is not equal to 0. Why I wrote only 6? Because when if denominator is not mentioned, then the denominator is said to be 1. So 6 is also written as 6 by 1. So it is also a rational number. Next, standard form of a rational number. When rational numbers have no common divisors other than 1, they are said to be in standard form. Examples: 2 by 3, minus 8 by 9, minus 5 by 6. They don't have any common divisors. Suppose when I take an example of 16 by 18, they both have common divisors, that is 2. So when I divide it by 2, I'll get 8 by 9. Now they don't have any common divisors. So standard form is they don't have any common divisors other than 1. Next, properties of rational number. Closure property. When we add, subtract, multiply or divide rational numbers, our topic is rational numbers, the answer also should be a rational number. See, let us take rational number 1. Q, rational numbers are denoted by q, right? So when I add q plus another q, the answer also should be q. Let us check with we have four different operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Let us check in 4 whether they will satisfy this property or not. First, addition. When I add 4 by 8, 4 by 8 is a rational number. I am adding that rational number with another rational number 6 by 8. The answer I am getting is also a rational number 10 by 8. So addition is closed under closure property. Like subtraction. Subtraction, when I am subtracting a rational number, 4 by 8 a rational number, 6 by 8 another rational number, I am getting another rational number minus 2 by 8. So see, 4 by 8 is a rational number. I am subtracting this with 6 by 8. So when I am subtracting 4 by 8 minus 6 by 8, I am getting minus 2 by 8. It is also a rational number. So it supposed subtraction. Closure property is closed under subtraction. Multiplication. When I multiply a rational number, 8 by 6 is a rational number. I am multiplying that rational number with 2 by 3, another rational number. I am getting 16 by 18. This is also a rational number. So multiplication is closed under closure property. Next, division. I am dividing 1 by 2 with 1 by 4. I am getting answer as 2. See, when I am dividing a rational number with another rational number, I am getting a rational number. But remember, there is one exception. That one exception is when I divide a rational number with another rational number 0, the answer is not defined. See, when I am dividing a rational number with another rational number, we know that 0 is also a rational number, the answer is not defined. Therefore, division is not closed under closure property. Next, commutative property. When you add, subtract, multiply or divide two numbers and rearrange those numbers, the answer should be same. Suppose a plus b, we have taken here two rational numbers a and b. When I add a and b and rearrange those numbers, that means b comes first and a comes next, and rearrange those numbers, the answer should be same. That means they are supporting the commutative property. Let us check in four operations. First operation, addition. When I add 2 by 8 plus 1 by 8 and I am rearranging it, that means 1 by 8 comes first and 2 by 8 next. I am getting 2 by 8 plus 1 by 8. Let us check the answer. I'm getting 3 by 8 in LHS. I'm getting 3 by 8 in RHS. Also, I'm getting 3 by 8. The answer is same. That means it supports commutative property. Next, subtraction. When I am subtracting 2 by 8 minus 1 by 8 LHS and rearranging those, that 1 by 8 minus 2 by 8 in RHS, I am getting answer. In LHS I am getting 1 by 8. In RHS I am getting minus 1 by 8. If the sign changes also, the answer is not equal. So therefore 1 by 8 is not equal to minus 1 by 8. So it is not supports commutative property. Subtraction is not supporting commutative property. Next, multiplication. When I multiply 2 by 3 into 8 by 6 and I am rearranging it, that comes 8 by 6 comes first and 2 by 6 next. The answer is in LHS 16 by 18. In RHS also I am getting 16 by 18. Both the answers are same. That means it is supporting commutative property. Let us check in division. When I divide 4 by 8 divided by 2 by 6, I am rearranging it. That means 2 by 6 comes first and next 4 by 8. The answer is in LHS I am getting 24 by 16. In RHS getting 16 by 24. If the numbers are also interchanged, that means they are not equal. So therefore the division does not support commutative property. Next, associative property. When we add, subtract, multiply, divide three numbers with brackets and rearrange only the brackets, the answer should be same. Let me show you with an example of variables. Here I took three rational numbers A, B, C. First A plus B, and we put brackets to the B and C to the left side. First we'll put the brackets towards the right side, and in LHS we first keep the brackets towards the right side. When it comes to RHS, we'll move the brackets to the left side. So let us check in the four operations whether this property satisfies or not. First, addition. When I add 2 by 3 plus I'm moving the bracket to the left side, that 1 by 3 and 3 by 3, and in LHS, in RHS I am moving the bracket to the right side, that 2 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 3 by 3. Here bracket is between 2 by 3 plus 1 by 3, and here the bracket is in 1 by 3 plus 3 by 3. First, as per the BODMAS rule, we will solve the brackets. So when I solve the brackets, 1 by 3 plus 3 by 3, I am getting 4 by 3. Here when I solve the brackets, 2 by 3 plus 1 by 3, I am getting 3 by 3. So let us check further. The answer is here 6 by 3. Here also 6 by 3. So both the answers are same. When I interchange the brackets towards In LHS towards right side, in RHS towards left side. The answer is same. So addition satisfies associative property. Next, subtraction. When I subtract 4 by 3 minus 2 by 3, I am moving the brackets first. In LHS, the brackets move to left side. In RHS, the brackets move to left side. In LHS, the brackets move to right side. 4 by 3 minus 2 by 3 minus 1 by 3. Here 4 by 3 minus 2 by 3 bracket 1 by 3. According to Bodmer's rule, we'll solve brackets. Here 4 by 3, when I solve 2 by 3 minus 1 by 3, I am getting 1 by 3. Here 4 by 3 minus 2 by 3, I am getting 2 by 3. And let us check in further. Here the answer is 3 by 3. Here the answer is 1 by 3. Both are not equal to each other. Therefore, associative law does not satisfy subtraction. Next, multiplication. This is LHS. This is RHS. In LHS, the bracket moves to right side. In RHS, the bracket moves to left side. 1 by 3 into 2 by 3 into 3 by 3. Here is another example for multiplication. 1 by 3 into 2 by 3 into 3 by 3. Here, according to the Bodmer's rule, we should first solve brackets. So, let me solve brackets. The answer is 1 by 3. When I solve in LHS brackets, I am getting 2 by 3 into 3 by 3, 6 by 9. Here in RHS brackets, when I solve, I am getting 2 by 9. So, when I multiply both the numbers, I am getting 6 by 27. Here also 6 by 27. Both the numbers are same. Therefore, multiplication is satisfied under associative property. Next, this division. In division, I took an example of 2 by 1 divided by 4 by 1 divided by 8 by 1. So here for in LHS, this is RHS. In LHS, the bracket moves to right side. In RHS, the bracket moves to left side. So let us check the answer. First, according to Bodmer's, first we need to solve the brackets. That 2 by 1 is divided, 4 by 1 divided by 8 by 1, I am getting 1 by 2. Here 2 by 1 divided by 4 by 1, I am getting 1 by 2. Let us divide further. Yeah, here I am getting 4. Here I am getting 1 by 16. Therefore, division is not satisfying associative property. 4 is not equal to 1 by 16. So, division is not satisfying associative property. Next, distributive law. Distributive law says that multiplying a number by a group of numbers added together is same doing separately. So, let us take three rational numbers A, B and C. Here first I'm doing multiplication separately and adding both the numbers. Next here I'm adding both the numbers and doing some multiplication together. So let us check with an example. This is the shortest way of doing the addition over multiplication over addition. See here I am taking one number with and multiplying with 1 by 4. Here the same 2 by 3 I am taking and multiplying it with 3 by 4. Here in another way we can, instead of doing like that, we can add, in RHS we can add 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4 and both together we can multiply 2 by 3. Let us check the answer whether both will be same. So here 2 by 12. When I multiply first set of numbers, I am getting 2 by 12. and second set of numbers I'm multiplying 6 by 12. Here first I'm solving the bracket. Here I'm getting 4 by 4. Let us take the further calculation. When I add 2 by 12 plus 6 by 12, I'm getting 8 by 12. Here when I'm multiplying 2 by 3 into 4 by 4, I'm getting 8 by 12. See, LHS equal to RHS. When I'm doing it separately and grouping the number is also same. This is called multiplication under addition. Here I am multiplying and adding. So this is called multiplication under addition. If I instead of adding, if I am subtracting, that is called multiplication under subtraction. Next, additive inverse. A number is added to its additive inverse, the answer should be same. So additive inverse means changing the sign. We'll check with an example. Example, here I have taken 2 by 3 and its additive inverse is minus 2 by 3. And its additive inverse is minus 2 by 3. Let us check whether its additive inverse is minus 2 by 3 or not. See, when I add 2, here we saw, right, when I had a number with its additive inverse, the answer should be 0. See, here I am adding 2 by 3 plus its additive inverse minus 2 by 3. The answer is 0. That means the additive inverse of 2 by 3 is minus 2 by 3. Let me take an example of 6 by 9. The additive inverse of 6 by 9 is minus 6 by 9. How to prove it? When I add 6 by 9 with it minus 6 by 9, the answer should be equal to 0. Here I am adding 6 by 9 plus minus 6 by 9. The answer is 0. So therefore, the additive inverse of 6 by 9 is minus 6 by 9. Right? Next, multiplicative inverse or reciprocal. Multiplicative inverse, we can also call it as reciprocal. So when we multiply a number by its reciprocal, the answer should be 1. In additive inverse, we have learned to change the sign. In multiplicative inverse, we should switch the numbers. The denominator should be numerator, the numerator should be denominator. So let me explain you with an example. 0 has no reciprocals. I'll come to it later. First, let me explain you what is reciprocal or multiplicative inverse. 2 by 3 is an example. The reciprocal of 2 by 3 is 3 by 2. What is the test to prove it? When I multiply 2 by number with its reciprocal, the answer should be 1. When I am multiplying 2 by 3 with 3 by 2, the answer is 1. Therefore, my reciprocal of 2 by 3 is 3 by 2. Let me take another example, 6 by 9. When I am multiplying 6 by 9 with its reciprocal, 9 by 6. I told you the denominator should be numerator, the numerator should be denominator if you are taking multiplicative inverse. So, the multiplicative inverse of 6 by 9 is equals to 9 by 6. So, when I multiply 6 by 9 into 9 by 6 and I cancel it off, I'll get answer 1. So, 6 by 9 multiplicative inverse is 9 by 6. Next topic. Density property. Between any two rational numbers, there exists infinite rational numbers. This property of rational numbers is called density property. In this density property, there is a formula to learn how to find the numbers between any two rational numbers. See, between any two rational numbers, there will be existing infinite rational numbers. To find that rational numbers, we have a formula. D is equals to B minus A divided by n plus 1. N is how many rational numbers should we find? Rational numbers should be find, and B is second rational number, A is first rational number, And why it is written 2 plus d, 2 plus 2d, 2 plus a plus ad? Here a means the first number. We should add, after getting this, how many numbers we are getting, how many numbers should we find, that many numbers we should add with the multiples of d. Let me explain you with an example. Here example, I am taking 9 rational numbers. Between a is 2, b is 4. See, a is 2, b is 4, n is equals to 9. The formula is d is equals to b minus a n plus 1. This is the formula. When I substituted, b is 4, 4 minus a is 2, 2 by 10, and 9 plus 1 is 10. When I divide further, 2 by 10, the answer is 0.2. So d is 0.2. Then the next formula is to add the d with its multiples. A is equals to 2. We should add these two with the multiples of this. So 2 plus 0.2, and next multiple of 0.2, 0.4, then 0.6, and in between a lot of numbers are there, and then 1.8. Those are the 9 numbers. I have shown you few numbers. We'll write the answer. When I add 2 plus 0.2, I am getting 2.2. 2 plus 0.4, I am getting 2.4. 2 plus 0.6, 2.6. Here 2 plus 0.8 is there, that is 2.8. These are the 9 rational numbers between 2 and 4. When I add 2 plus 1, I am getting 3. 2 plus 1.2, I am getting 3.2. When I add 2 plus 1.4, I am getting 3.4. 2 plus 1.6, I am getting 3.6. 2 plus 1.8, I am getting 3.8. Finally, I have got the 9 rational numbers between 2 and 4. Like this, they can ask any rational numbers. Like you suppose they ask you to find 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2. It is so easy, right? When we take the form, first we need to take the formula. We should find the d. With this d, we should add the a, the first rational number. 1. If we take first rational number as 1, that means I need to add 1 plus d and 1 plus 2d, the multiples of d. So next, representation on a number line. How to represent numbers on number line? First, let me take an example. Example 7 by 4. In this 7 by 4, first we need to draw a number line. Take the points 1, 2 and 0. Since the denominator in 7 by 4 is 4, we should write everything the form of, we should take everything into the 4 parts. For 0, 0 by 4, 1, 4 by 4, 2, 8 by 4. When I cancel, I'll get 0. When I cancel this, I'll get 1. When I cancel this, I am getting 2, right? So we have taken everything in the form of 4. Now let us start writing the examples. 4 by 4, 8 by 4. In between 4 by 4 and 8 by 4, only 7 by 4 will be there, right? Because when the denominators are the same, we can check the numerators. So after 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So see here. See, when 4 by 4, after that 5 by 4, we can take 6 by 4, 7 by 4, 8 by 4. So leave the denominators, because once we take it equal, we should equate the numerators. So here 4 by 4, 5 by 4, 6 by 4, 7 by 4, 8 by 4. So we got 7 by 4 here. So we have to find the answer. Suppose they asked you to find 2 by 4. 2 by 4 lies in between 0 by 4 and 1 by 4. Because 0 by 4, after 0 by 4, 1 by 4, because we had equated the denominators, then the answer, we can just write the numbers 1 after 1 in numerators, 0 after 1, so 1 after 2. I asked here to find 2.2 by 4, right? So I have got the answer 2 by 4. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.